Do me a favor, watch this.
I may get canceled for this, but I don't want my husband to just work and pay bills. I don't want him to not have a hobby. I don't want him to not have healthy mental health. I don't want him to not have savings. I don't want him to work and slave all day, every day to take care of my bills, our bills, and me just sit there and not contribute anything. This is coming from a young lady who has never been married. I don't have any kids. I have a dog. I'm fully educated, pay my own bills right now, and it is difficult. I have a great career, and it is difficult. So when I think of getting married and building with someone or coming together and bringing our assets together, I could never lay in my bed knowing that my husband has no life and no freedom and maybe no peace because all he does is work and pay bills so that I can enjoy, as if he doesn't deserve to enjoy. I truly want a partnership. I want to contribute. And I'm not talking about if this man was a billionaire, trillionaire, and we just got money flowing everywhere. But what's the likelihood of that? I just can't fathom. And there are some women who can fathom. They don't think about their mental health. I think about my own mental health, the stuff I'm going through right now. Bills, mortgage. No, your dog gets sick, you get sick. You gotta go out. You gotta be out for work for a week now because blah blah blah. I just, I want a healthy partnership. I want my significant other to know my wife got me. I want him to not be afraid to come home if he gets laid off, if something happens at work, if he becomes sick and has to take off work for a little bit. I want him to know my wife got us. We got savings because my wife's been working. My wife contributes. It's not just on me. I think we really need to think about how that feels for someone when everything is on them. Taking care of the kids and their bills and what it costs to feed and clothe and get them into these different schools and activities. You have a wife, you have a house, there's cars, there's vacation potentially, there's 401k, there's healthcare, there's a bunch of things that I'm probably not even naming off. And then your world falls apart. And now who is going to help out with that? Some of the videos that I see on social media is just disappointing because it goes to show how men are really not thought of. Their mental health isn't cared about, their peace isn't cared about, their interests aren't cared about. And as somebody who had a father who took care of us and my mom didn't have to want for nothing, she still decided to work. And she was a stay-at-home mom. We had a nanny, all those things. And she, at whatever point, decided to go back to work. And she has always raised us and told us it's a partnership. Don't let that man just do everything. That man has heart and feelings. That man has a million things going on in his head. You, as his helpmate, be a helper. Bring some peace and some ease to him. He deserves to have hobbies too. He deserves a life too. So all this rhetoric on the internet about I need a provider man and I just want to sit and twiddle my thumbs and go on trips and not account for anything, you have to understand where the weight of bills, which is real for all of us, is going to go. That man. You have to recognize while you are not having any stress and worry, what is happening to that man. You may not have the stress and worry, but now the man has his own stress and worry and is picking up your weight as well. I think it's just very different in regular working class people than rich. I'm not talking about rich people. And a lot of people that claim to be rich ain't even rich. A lot of people that claim that they got provider man don't really have them. And they might be providers financially, but what happens spiritually, emotionally, mentally? How do they treat your kids or y'all's kids? Because there's a lot going on TikTok with that. How do they treat you? It's just so much I want to say, but be very, very mindful of what you think you want. And if you say you are a woman of God, pray about it. Ask God the qualities of a man you should be looking for. I want a provider man. What does that look like? Because it's not just financial. And God can do a lot more with a man of God, and he will care for you in ways you can't imagine over you going over here dating folk that you don't got no business dating because you want a provider. You want to prove a point. Comparison is the thief of joy. It's a lot of people that would rather go to hell to prove that they got all the bags and shoes and trips and sleep with somebody and be with somebody who they do not like and are not attracted to prove a point and live a life of luxury, all to go to hell. But who am I? Who am I?
The only reason this woman perceives her thoughts and process as controversial is because, one, the dating market is oversaturated with a bunch of people who have podcasts telling you that you shouldn't get in relationships at all because how could anyone love you? You should be dedicating your time to giving me money so that we could all go party on a yacht and I could show you a bunch of women that you're never going to get, and you wasted all your money trying to hang around me to perceive yourself as an alpha male when you're really just a beta male cuck who just gave me money and made me richer, and I'm going to go mingle with a bunch of women who don't want me, even though I promised them a luxurious night on a yacht when it's really just a ferry boat. Or these individuals over here saying you don't need no man, or you should treat a man as an ATM, and that's the only benefit a man has in society to you. Or a bunch of people who think that they're going their own way while they're sitting in a corner crying that no one wants to touch them. The dating market has a bunch of people who promote negativity without any form of positivity in it. And no, I don't care who you favor in the dating podcast culture. All of these people are hypocrites. They're either saying something they don't believe in, promoting something they don't believe in, doing the things that they tell other people not to do, infatuating themselves in scenarios that don't really behoove what it would mean to be a strong woman or an alpha male who is actually wanting to be the dominant one in a relationship. These are people who are hypocrites, and you are seeking these individuals out knowing full well they're not in relationships, they're divorced and it's their fault, they have illegitimate children, they're cheating on spouses, or or they're just people who are too ugly to even be considered in relationships with. You're consuming information from people who are not worthy to consume information from. No, I don't care that they have made you feel better. They have actually detached you from interacting with the human race, and it's not a benefit to you, it's a benefit to them, because you will come back to them, throw your money or your attention at them, and they will reap all of the fucking benefits. Yes, it is something that has gone on for too goddamn long, and I don't care who is prominent. These people are not telling you anything of substance. Believe in yourself. The Disney movies that have come out over the past 20 fucking years tell you the same thing. Go to the gym. Your doctor and your teacher and your parents were telling you that before you found anybody online saying that. Actually, dress up and be a little bit more presentable for other people. Wow, that's informative, original content and information that no one has ever said ever throughout the ecosystem of any movie that's ever existed throughout time. Certainly, all of these well thought out pieces of advice have changed the benefit of society, or you're just somebody who didn't decide to listen to that until somebody who had more than you got in front of your face and said, "You suck, I'm better, so you should listen to me," which is stupid. And another reason why that woman may think her video is controversial, because of the comments and how people perceive it, because women specifically like to see women who say things like that and say, "Oh, you're a pick-me, you're a pick-me, oh, you're a pick-me." Newsflash, in the game of wanting to be married and potentially have kids or potentially have a happy life with a partner, the goal is to fucking get picked. And you can continue to respond and hold strong in your beliefs and your opinions about this very beautiful, I am going to assume 32-year-old woman, because your skin is lavish. But the thing is, people are always going to be bitter towards you, because how dare you say something that conflicts with their worldview of being egotistical and thinking that they could just stand around and someone's going to wait on them hand and foot.
I never said that it was wrong for a man to be a provider. I never said that it was wrong for a man to want to pay all the bills. I never said that there was anything wrong with a woman having a man who wants to do it all and can do it all. I never said that. I watched my video multiple times. I never said that. And not too much on what I look like, because I just got my hair done and I need it to last, so it's pinned. What I said was that what I view myself as in being a wife is being a helper. What I said was I would not want my man to be this great financial provider where it leads him to not have a life, to not basically be with us in the home, or whatever, that it affects his mental health, his spiritual health, his physical health, and all he does is work. Because again, he is human. I talked about me being a worker. I work. I'm in corporate. I talked about me, having my degrees and stuff like that. And I'm tired and I'm doing it alone right now. I can't imagine having a partner and they feel like they're doing it alone and now it's two of us. That was all I was saying. That I wanted to be in a true unified partnership. I wanted to help out. I don't want my man to feel like he's going to get left because it gets to a point where he can't provide, or he's not good enough because he can't pay all the bills right now, or if he pays all the bills right now and something happens and I have to pick up what he can't pick up, now our relationship is in shambles. It's a partnership. I never want my husband to lose a job and be afraid to come home because he may think that I think less of him, and I don't, because he lost a job. Baby, you can get another one. I got you. That's a partnership. I don't know what social media has raised you all to think, but it's a partnership. And a man being a provider is more than just financial. Does he even love God? Let's bring it back to the theme of my page. Does he even honor you spiritually, emotionally, physically? I talked about these things, but somehow my video sparked complete outrage. And all I was saying was I'm thinking about that man's mental, spiritual, and physical health and emotional health, because that is important. What is it to gain the world but to lose your soul? What is it to have all these things and then not be able to really enjoy them? What is it to have a man work from sun up to sundown, but he can't spend time with his kids? He can't spend time with his wife. He's not cultivating relationships. He's just tired. And then potentially he can get himself sick. Potentially he's just in a bad mood. He's resenting you. So many things. Is it really worth it? Just think about those things. And if you have somebody who pays all the bills, who still has hobbies and all that, clearly I'm not talking about you. Do as you will with that. People who have nothing to do with what I'm talking about and it does not apply are triggered or feel some negative type of way. And I don't even understand that. I just don't get it. Help me get it. Hi. I still stand on what I said. I don't want the man that I choose to do life with to work so much into the ground and work himself into the ground that he cannot enjoy what he's sowing. You reap what you sow. What is it to build all of these things, do all of these things, make all this money, have all these things, and you can't enjoy it because you're stressed, you're overworked, you're tired? I want him to enjoy. So whatever I need to do as a partner, as a wife, as a helper, a helpmeet, is what I'm going to do. Whatever that looks like for us. Because I actually care about my partner's mental health. I actually care about him enjoying life. I actually care about him doing more than just working. We are all big grown and big adults, and there is no amount of clout or attention to my video or insults that I'm going to have. I've been called a pick me for the last 24 hours because I simply said I don't want him to just provide. I want him to be taken care of too. I don't want him to feel like it's all on him. There's no amount of insults. There's no amount of disrespecting me and my belief system in God that is going to make me change what I said. I said what I said. The husband that God has for me, may he know that I truly have his back. And may he know that if he was to lose everything, I would be right there to help support him and help him get back on his feet. I don't claim that, but life has so many ups and downs. So many people lose jobs. So many people get sick. So many people get cancer. Like life is really happening to people. So yes, I'm empathetic that my future husband needs a helper, a wife that cares about his emotions, his feelings, his mental health, his physical health, who cares about his stress levels, and who does not want him to be completely consumed in bills and paying bills. Being a provider isn't just paying bills. Being a provider does not mean that your significant other has to sit and work from sun up to sundown and I don't help him in any type of way and contribute in any type of way. That's not what being a provider is. But God bless. And thank you so much for the insults. It really speaks to where you all are, and it really speaks to your character and how you view men. And I just pray that my brothers and the men around me are around women who truly value them and not just look at them as a bank. God bless y'all. Do what you will with that.
Here's the thing, and I'm going to need people to understand that I'm going to be a little bit personal with you all because very recently I sent a message to this beautiful little crumpet and she responded by telling me this. And I took a step back and I realized, yeah, that's true. I do want to be the motivational guy who ends up telling his friends a lot of things to uplift them. And I'm going to do that to all of you for the remainder of this video because I understand that for some of you, you want love. You want to find a wife. You want to find a husband. Maybe you just want to be with that said person until you die. Maybe you want to grow a family of a bunch of cats, dogs, birds, maybe even some developed sperm, or as you humans call it, children. And you want to live happy in those respects. And you're a little bit conflicted because maybe because of the pressure of the internet, you're supposed to have it all together. You're supposed to have this thing, that thing, and a third thing. And you don't really have all those things. So you think it's a waste of time to even mingle with the opposite sex or the same sex and hope for a relationship. And I am going to sit here and say, well, it would be better to have certain things at the ready so that you don't have to go through complications. I will tell you, it is easy to find individuals who have your shared interest. It's easy to find people who will want to actually help build you or you can build together. I know seeing all these stupid people, both men and women on social media makes it seem like every man is like this or every woman is like this. That's not really how this operates. That's not really how the world works. These small examples you see from these people aren't indicative of the rest of society. It's never really going to be that way in any capacity. Yes, it's scary. Yes, you feel like maybe it's not really going to be something that benefits you in the long run. But I believe in love. I believe in a little bit of hope. And I probably shouldn't, but that's going to be my stubbornness kicking in and saying, I would rather believe there's an outcome where a bunch of people fall in love and they're happy rather than believing that everyone's just gonna die alone, because that is a little bit fucking sad and pathetic. And even if you're someone who's completely given up on the concept or you don't need that type of love, I still hope you find love in friendships, in connections with random people, in connections with family, because going through life without love is a little bit fucking sad. It's a little bit fucking unneeded. It's something nobody deserves. A lot of people, well, everybody don't deserve love. Some people deserve to be put in jail. You, if you're not someone who has done wrong in this world that warrants you going to jail, whether it be life in prison or just an interaction with Big Tyrone, you deserve to know that you matter. You deserve to know that there is care in the world for you. You deserve to know that there are people out there who will love you for you. That's not to say to be stuck in your ways and be an ignorant asshole until you die. It's to say who you are, who you truly are, is somebody somebody worthy of love, worthy of care, worthy of respect. And you could find that if you're willing to go seek it out. If you're willing to just stop at a Fresh and Fit podcast or the Haktua podcast or random insert dating podcast here, or that one ugly motherfucker who sat there and told y'all about interracial baby mamas and he's sitting down laying down with an interracial baby mama, you can move past all those things and find love. You can find friendship. You can find respect. You can find family, whether they be blood related or people you meet over time that you bond with. It'll never be a drastic end all be all. It'll always be something that you could seek out, and you could choose not to. And you know what? Much respect to you. You could also find self-love. You could also, if you're somebody who doesn't have too much confidence in themselves, me being one of them, look in the mirror and start to say, yeah, I got to start doing things that could benefit me so that I could make sure that I'm well taken care of. And that's very much a good option to go with. But all this doom and gloom and all this thinking that, oh, my opinions on love make me a pick me or they're controversial. No, they're not. They're not. They'll never really be. They will be a fucking moment in time where people will either agree or not. And if they do, great. If they don't, great. Those are your outlooks on love and life. Mine are very simplistic. I want to find somebody who at 2:00 in the morning, we could either start making pancakes or going to Taco Bell. And that's just my outlook. Yes, I believe the love and the respect will be there instantly, or they will be there automatically. But I just want that little thing because that's just how I like to go about viewing love. Random moments in time where we could just have fun. And I believe eventually I will seek that. I will have that, and I will be happy with that, and I will cherish that. But in the meantime, I'm just going to focus on having the biggest dick on YouTube because that's truly a benefit to my life and my well-being. But to wrap this up, because I know it's drastic what I've said throughout this video, because I know that there's at least one of you out there who's a little bit worried that love may never find them. But I'm saying this to you as a 25-year-old individual. Love can find you. Love is out there, whether it be romantical or friendship-wise or family-wise or self-love. You have to be willing to seek it. If you're not willing to seek it and you just want to consume a bunch of doom and gloom, that's on you. But life's going to pass you by doing shit like that. And while other people are happy, whether with themselves or with other people, and you're sitting there in the same boat as you were before, that's going to just be your fault and no one else's. So to that woman, I hope you find love. I hope you end up married. To anyone else, I hope you find love. I hope you end up married or happy. To anyone who doesn't want that, I hope you find happiness with yourself and the people around you. And to any other person I've left out, I hope at some point you smile. I hope at some point you're happy. I hope at some point you make sure that at the end of it all, you had a productive life where at least you were able to find some semblance of happiness. This is a very pure video. I know you're all not used to this, but rest assured, the next one will make you question humanity. Subscribe to the channel. I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye.